My heart. Caitlin Clark gushes over Iowa teammates' sideline cheers during Indiana Fever game at Carver Arena. Intro. In the world of sports, it's not just the game that fans remember, but the powerful moments off the court as well. One such unforgettable moment happened at Carver Arena, where Caitlin Clark, a star in the WNBA, shared her heartfelt emotions about the cheers she received from her former Iowa teammates. This was a rare and deeply emotional instance where her bond with her past was just as strong as her present achievements. Let's dive into this moment and explore what made it so special. The setting at Carver Arena. It was a game day like any other for Caitlin Clark, now playing for the Indiana Fever. The energy in Carver Arena was electric as fans filled the seats, eagerly anticipating the next big play. However, what stood out this time wasn't just the action on the court. It was the powerful display of support from an unexpected source, Caitlin's former Iowa teammates who were seated courtside, cheering her on like no other group of fans. For Clark, this wasn't just any game. It was a poignant reminder of the years spent in Iowa, developing her skills, making lasting friendships, and building a legacy. Despite playing on a professional stage now, her heart was still deeply connected to those moments spent with her college teammates. My heart. Caitlin's emotional reaction. After a series of successful plays, Caitlin paused for a moment, clearly moved by the overwhelming support she received. As her Iowa teammates cheered, shouted her name, and clapped with pride, Clark took a breath and exclaimed, "My heart." These words were simple, but they held so much more weight. My heart wasn't just a reaction to a cheer. It was a reflection of everything she'd experienced: the sacrifices, the long hours of training, the struggles, and the successes. It was a recognition of the love and admiration her teammates had for her, even as she now played for a different team in a different league. But more than that, it was Caitlin recognizing the role her teammates played in her journey to success. The Iowa team's cheers weren't just for show, they were a true testament to the camaraderie and the unbreakable bond they shared. Caitlin, with her characteristic composure, was visibly touched by the display of love. This wasn't just about cheering for a friend, it was a celebration of a journey that they all had been a part of, even if their paths had diverged after college. The significance of the Iowa team's support. It's no secret that college sports foster tight-knit relationships that can last a lifetime. For Caitlin Clark, her time at Iowa was marked not only by individual success but by the collective strength of the team. When asked about the importance of her Iowa teammates, Caitlin didn't just focus on their athleticism. She spoke about the way they supported each other, how they lifted each other up in the hardest of times, and how those bonds were formed both on and off the court. Her teammates, who were once a daily presence in her life, had become an integral part of her journey. Their cheers weren't just echoes from the past, they were a reminder of the family that Caitlin had built in Iowa. Each cheer was a piece of that history, a celebration of how far she'd come. The powerful moment at Carver Arena wasn't just a moment of nostalgia. It was Caitlin acknowledging that while her career had taken her to new heights, the foundation was built with the people she had played with and for at Iowa. They were there on the sidelines not just as fans but as lifelong supporters. The impact on the fans. The crowd at Carver Arena couldn't help but notice this beautiful display of support. The loud cheers weren't just for the Fever's performance, they were for Caitlin Clark and the unforgettable bond she shared with her former teammates. The arena erupted in applause, showing that the support was mutual and everyone felt the weight of the moment. Fans in attendance weren't just witnessing a professional game, they were witnessing a testament to the power of friendship, loyalty, and the significance of shared experiences. This wasn't simply a one-sided cheer, it was an acknowledgement of Caitlin Clark's legacy, both in Iowa and now in the WNBA. For those in the arena, it was a powerful reminder that in the world of sports, the connections we make off the court are just as important as the ones we make on it. Clark's evolution as a player. Caitlin Clark's journey to stardom has been nothing short of remarkable. From her early days at Iowa, she demonstrated an unmatched work ethic, a fierce determination to succeed, and a talent that was evident from the start. But what truly set her apart was her mindset. It wasn't just about personal accolades for Caitlin, it was about lifting up those around her. Her leadership style was one that inspired not just her teammates but everyone who witnessed her play. The support from her Iowa teammates wasn't surprising for those who knew Caitlin's story. Her time at Iowa was defined by her commitment to the team, her growth as a leader, and her ability to create a winning culture. Now, as she shines in the WNBA, her teammates' cheers at Carver Arena only reinforce the idea that success in sports is never achieved alone. For Caitlin, the cheers weren't just a moment of validation. They were a recognition of the path she'd walked with her teammates and how they had been integral to her success. As she continues to evolve in her career, it's clear that the roots of her success were nurtured not only through her individual efforts but also through the unwavering support of those who believed in her along the way. Looking forward, Caitlin Clark's future in the WNBA is bright, but the journey doesn't end here. For her, the cheers from her Iowa teammates were a beautiful reminder of where she came from, but also a sign of where she's headed. The bond she shares with her teammates will continue to be a source of inspiration as she navigates the next chapters of her career. As she continues to grow as a player and a leader, Caitlin knows that her story is far from over. But one thing is certain, no matter where she goes, her heart will always be tied to the people who cheered her on from the sidelines, whether that's her Iowa teammates or the fans who continue to support her.